Hi, and welcome to this segment of Value Added. I am Damian Lara, your Bernalillo County Assessor, and this segment is dedicated to our small and family-owned businesses. We are talking today about a thing called business personal property. And because it is an often misunderstood concept, I've brought in our expert, Tyler Smith, to help us explain just what is business personal equipment. Mr. Smith, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Damian.
So let's get right to the heart of it. What is this thing that we refer to as business personal property?
So business personal property is the assets or the equipment of a business that are essential for it to function that are not permanently attached to the building itself. Any assets that can be easily removed without damaging the building itself or any assets of that sort.
Can you give us some examples of what this equipment would be?
It's basically the contents of your business. So it could be anything from your desks to your computers, printers, display cases, all the way up to some heavier machinery such as like forklifts of that sort.
Now you mentioned display cases, and we've had some new businesses like dispensaries that are opening up. Can you give us some examples of what they may have to report?
Yes, so a dispensary may report display cases for their stuff, but they could also be reporting stuff as their POS system, so their cashiers' operating systems, their computers, and stuff of that function to be able to conduct their basic office work.
Now that we know what it is, what do we have to do in terms of reporting this business personal property?
The report needs to come in before the last day of February every single year. It gives them the option to give us their detailed depreciation schedule from their federal taxes. So that way we can make sure that they're not over-reporting of the assets that may be fully depreciated. We want to make sure that there is current depreciation on the assets that we're picking up on.
So it's actually in the business owner's best interest to actually report every year because they can be actually depreciating and paying less taxes on those amounts.
Yes, that is correct. So those assets may come down every single year. It's all based on the class life of their assets. So say that they only are depreciating for a couple years, they may be fully expensed after those full years. And we want to make sure that property owners aren't being overtaxed. So it is important for them to file every single year. And another big reason for them to file every year, because there may be significant changes to the business on a year-to-year basis. Like they may have sold some of their assets that they may no longer own, or they may have closed their business since then, and we want to make sure to be able to know that as well, so that we can make the appropriate updates to the system.
And you also mentioned that we use our federal taxes, but we have to report on the last day of February, but I don't file my taxes until April 15th. So what do I do then?
So with that, you could use your previous year's IRS federal listing. So you could use 2022's for this upcoming year, because we realize, like you had said, that 2023 may not be done yet. So you can use your 2022's for this upcoming filing year.
And so what else, other than not having that current correct depreciated value that may lower my tax bill, what other sort of consequences do we have for businesses that don't file on the last day of February?
So per state statute, there is a 5% penalty for late filers after the last day of February. And so we want to make sure to try to work with the property owners to be able to assist them in any given way that they need to be able to make sure that they do file on time.
Okay, so you've mentioned that we do want to help our small businesses and our family-owned businesses. Where can they go to get that information or that assistance?
So on our website is a great tool to utilize at bernco.gov/assessor. You can email in to assessor@bernco.gov. You can give us a phone call on our line, and you can come down in person. We are more than glad to sit down with business owners to be able to work with them to make sure that they file correctly and answer any questions that they may have.
Excellent. Tyler, thank you so much for being here with us today and for actually sharing this very important information with us.
Thank you for having me.
So thank you so much for joining us on this important segment of Value Added for our small and family-owned businesses. And because we know that business personal property and rendition reports are a complex and often misunderstood concept, we will be having an outreach campaign from now until the last day of February to ensure that all property owners know what their reporting requirements are, that they can use their prior year's taxes to file on the last day of February, and where they can go to get the assistance that they deserve in filing their business property equipment reports. As Tyler mentioned, you can reach us at 505 505-222-3750. That is a phone number specific for business owners. Once again, 505-222-3750. Online at burnco.gov/assessor. Or of course, you can always come and visit us here in person at 415 Silver Southwest, where you have free parking. Thank you for joining us on this edition of Value Added. We hope you'll join us on our next edition. I'm Damian Lara, your Bernalillo County Assessor.